This is the moment that every man becomes a man that the world demands them to be. To become a fighter, to become a provider, to become a teacher, to become a lover, to become a nurturer, to become a gentleman. Also to become a friend, to become a husband, to become a father, and also to become a son. How does a human turns and become a gentleman? Allow me today to share something with you. My name is Bongane Impact. What is a gentleman? A gentleman is someone who takes care of the people around him, is someone who genuinely loves people, someone with class, someone who cares about all the people who are around him, but it doesn't let the society to change or to compromise his belief. Today I want to share something with you. How to become a gentleman. How does a child who doesn't have any mentor, who doesn't have any father figure, but turns out and become a gentleman? Today I am here to share this with you, and I hope it's gonna bless you. I hope it is gonna change your perspective. It's gonna change your life. It is going to change how you see the world, how you view the world. It is coming from someone who have learned a couple of things in life, and I believe with my experience and what I got in life, I can be impactful and assist you to navigate your life. I remember while I was growing up, my mom used to teach me how to love my sister, how to love the women who are around me, how to take care of the people who were there in my life, how to shake hands, how to speak to women, how to be that respectful man. And I remember while I was just a little baby, my dad, he was working somewhere in a lounge, and he used to take some few days without coming back at home, and I would spend time with my mom. And I remember when we were sleeping, because she used to I used to be very, very close to my mom. And when we were sleeping, she will take me and take her arm, and I will sleep in her arm. I believe that that's where the nature of love, that's where the nature of looking after those who are around you, it came from. That's why even today, my woman, she sleeps in my chest, because I believe that the love that my mom showed me, it is the love that I'm showing to my women. I want to share some couple of things that can assist you in your life. If you are a man and you are confused, you don't know what to do with your life, allow me to share these couple of things that can change your life. How to become a gentleman. They said, a man is born as a man, but to become a gentleman is by choice. Some people, they think that to be a gentleman, it is to be weak. But we grow up around knowing that people who are gentlemen are very, very dangerous. So to become a gentleman, it doesn't mean that you are weak or soft. Allow me to share this with you. How to become a gentleman. Number one, let's talk about how a gentleman dresses. I believe that I'm the pioneer of dressing. I remember years back, I used to dress in suits. So I believe that all those who are dressing in suits, they learned from the best. Those who knew my grandfather, he used to be a tailor, someone who used to make clothes. And when I was growing up as a child, I would see my grandfather, people will come and bring clothes and he will design them and do all those kind of things. And when I started to preach, that's where the nature of dressing, it came in me. I always say that a man who is influenced by me will dress like me. Same as Jesus. Jesus, all his disciples, they copied his style. That's why when they came and they wanted to arrest him, they were confused because they didn't know who was Jesus amongst the disciples, because they all looked the same. How you dress, it's how people will address you. A gentleman is always clean. A gentleman is always well represented. It doesn't mean that you have to wear a suit, but you need to always keep yourself clean, your clothes clean. I've said it in my last episode, that always be well presentable. That's how you become a gentleman. Your clothes are always clean, you're smelling nice, you're looking good, your clothes are very well ironed, you look neat. That's how you become a gentleman. If you want people to address you with respect, if you want people to address you with care, start to take care of your clothes, how you handle your clothes. Number two, a gentleman treats women with respect and care. I've said that the nature of love, it comes from my mom. I saw it from her. That's how I always treat women with care. You open doors for a woman. If you are having a car, learn to open the door car for your woman. If you are entering into a restaurant, learn to open that door. It shapes you. It shows that you are a man. That's why a man who always does that, people they look at him as a person who is weak, a man who is weak. You will see some of us when we are walking in the malls, we are walking, going to shopping, we are always carrying our women's bags. That's how a gentleman handles himself. It's not a sign of being weak, but it's a sign of accountability, of knowing your role as a man. How to become a gentleman, you treat women with care. Number three, how you speak to women. That's why I always say a man who is a gentleman is polite. You are always saying please. You are always saying miss. You are always saying good morning. You are always saying those things. A gentleman speak with polite words. You don't use vulgar words. A gentleman will never use vulgar words unless it's in the business world. But if you are there, a gentleman always speaks with respect. A man who will always curse, a man who will always be around speaking negative, trying to show his masculinity, that's not a gentleman. A gentleman always addresses people with respect and love. You speak with care. Number four, how to be a gentleman. A gentleman knows the table etiquette. I just wrote something on my social media. I've said in my entire life, it's rare to see me eating food with my bare hands. Why? Because hands, they always handle different things. We shake people with hands. We do things when you're going to a restroom with your hands. You are always touching things with your hands. It's not hygienic for you to take your hands and eat food. Though some of us, it's our culture. But as you grow, you become a man and you revolve and you become a gentleman. You learn to know the table etiquette. You don't eat with your hands. I've always said that it's either I use a fork or I use a spoon. And it's not that I'm taking myself serious, but it is knowing yourself as a gentleman. When you are at a table, you know there is no phones. You are there to eat. You are there to eat. You are there to eat. If you are with your family, it is the time for you to connect with your family. The table, it is for time for you to connect with your family. So whenever a gentleman is around, he knows. There's this movie that I always watch, The Equalizer. I remember Denzel Washington, he was drinking a coffee and it was in the table. He was arranging the table, and a certain woman came and asked, why are you always doing this? And he said, I don't know, maybe it is because it is a sign of being clean, or it's a sign that I always want to see my things arranged very well. So a gentleman is obsessed about the things that he touch, the things that he put in his mouth. Gentleman knows how to eat. You don't chew anyway. You don't speak while you are chewing. You don't talk while you are eating. You first swallow and then you talk. I always teach my kids that whenever you are chewing, you don't speak. It shows respect also. That's how you become a gentleman. How to become a gentleman. Number 5, a gentleman takes care of his seeds. If you can watch The Godfather, all the people in the family, their generations, a gentleman, he takes care of his seeds. Yes, he can take care of other people, but he knows that his lineage, he knows that his generations, it's in his seeds. You become a person who is so obsessed about taking care of your kids and your children. You don't abandon your children. You don't become an absent father. A gentleman always takes care of his seeds, his kids, the people around him. Your kids, I was telling my son that every day you sleep at 9 o'clock, no phone, no computer, nothing. You are in bed, you are sleeping. If you are not going to a school, 9 o'clock, 9:30, you are in the bed. No more cell phones, nothing. You are straight in the bed. That's how you raise a disciplined generation. You make sure that you always check out your kids. How are they doing? You are at work, but you call. Are you fine? You always make sure that their homework is done in time. You make sure that the bath, they are well cleaned. If they are going to the school in the morning, you check, you're fine. You have whatever lunch, you are sorted. That's how a gentleman handles his generation. You take care of your kids. That's how you become a gentleman. You don't leave your own behind. Number 6, a gentleman knows the kind of music he listens to. I was talking to someone the other day. I was saying to him, myself, I only listen to 2 genres, which I won't mention, but you only listen to 2 genres. Doesn't matter what kind of music it is, but the music that you listen to, it influences you. It influences how you think. It influences your day. It influences how you perform. It shapes your mind. Whenever I'm outside and I'm doing my job, I'm doing something, I always want to listen to that music that gives me energy, that gives me vibes. But when I'm at home, I listen to soft music, I listen to jazz. When you are coming to a house where there is jazz, where there is soft gospel, you can feel the energy that I'm welcome, I'm in the house, I'm in a welcoming home. So a gentleman knows the kind of music that he listens to. A man who listens to different kind of music that doesn't even make sense. Music, it influences, it shapes you. That's why many days men will listen to kind of music, jazz. They will listen to Afro, because that's how it influences you. It influences how you do your things. So the kind of music that you listen to, it means a lot in your life. A gentleman prays. A gentleman meditates. A gentleman finds therapy in God. A gentleman a man who is all over can never build anything in life. You need to shape your spirituality as a man. A gentleman knows that he cannot do this on his own. There must be a higher power around his life. That's why my kids, they know that in our house we pray. They know that my dad prays. We don't believe in anything else. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a Christianity, but you need to align yourself with a certain spiritual life. Trust something as a man. We live in a confused world. We live in a very dangerous world. We live in a world where people are doing dangerous stuffs. If you don't believe in something, you will perish. So a gentleman knows that there is a higher power. That's why if you can watch The Equalizer, if you can watch James Bond, if you can watch The Godfather, those were people who believed in something. Go and rewatch those movies, those gentlemen's movies. You will see that they believed in something. So you must revive your spirit, revive your soul as a man, and you will see your life will take a huge elevation. How to become a gentleman? A man must become a gentleman. I'm saying to you, a man is born as a man, but you become a gentleman by choice. Are you becoming a boy? Are you remaining as a kid? Or you are becoming a gentleman? A gentleman is someone who cares about his family, is someone who is a lover, is someone who takes care of people, is someone who is always surrounded with the higher energy, but he doesn't compromise on his belief. Stick to who you are and become a gentleman. We are raising a generation of people who will become strongholders in this life. My name is Bongane Impact. Please don't forget to click that subscribe button. Let us keep on growing, keep on watching, keep on sharing, and remain blessed. Shalom.